Good morning. Welcome to Real News Live. I'm your host, Mike Barrett in Las Vegas, Nevada, joined by Jennifer Falah-Doring in Hayden, Idaho. I feel like this is the most important show we've ever done. And I'm in a mood, and I'm going to try to keep that mood in check and not aim it at people in the audience or sitting next to me. There is no bullshit today that I will tolerate from anybody. So let's just keep that straight. They tried to kill the president on Saturday. They came that close to killing him. I put out a post on Twitter X yesterday pointing out all the people in UFO land who haven't said a fucking word about this. They haven't denounced it. That shows you who they are and what they are. Their stuff will never be tolerated on any of my websites ever again. In fact, if you post anything from these people, I will block you. I will not simply delete it. I'm going to block you. They are pieces of shit. The people who did this are pieces of shit. I believe this goes back to Barack Obama and Joe Biden and the Oval Office and the deep state. Quite obviously, this was not staged, in my opinion. The only thing that saved the president's life is that he turned his head at the last minute to look at a screen, and instead of the bullet going in here, it whizzed past his ear. I am furious, and I can't contain myself, and I am not interested in playing nice. I am not interested in toning it down. I am not interested in anything but going to war with these people. Unfortunately, maybe fortunately for the country, I can't. If I had power, there would be a lot of arrested and dead people after what happened on Saturday. There would be no more horse shit. There would be no more comms. There would be no more, you're watching a movie. There would simply be a lot of people who would be leaving planet Earth, which is what I think needs to happen. And that just built up in me right until this very moment. And I have nothing else to say about it but that. I'm going to try to get through the show today. I'm going to try to not aim my anger at anybody around me, but it's really hard. I don't want to do anything. Except go to war with these people. This is enough. It's gone far enough. So I do not believe for a second this is part of the fucking plan. I may be wrong. By the way, Jen, I love you.
I know.
I have some news on the RV front of things. It's hard to care about the RV with all this other stuff going on. But this may have something to do with the RV. I don't know. We're going to talk to Jen. I have not seen her Jentel. It may be very well that this will accelerate it. I certainly would think it would. I think it would have accelerated it to the point where the plug was pulled yesterday. But pieces of news. President Trump is going to be announcing his pick for vice president within the next 2 hours. There is word that J.D. Vance has got Secret Service protection. This, in my opinion, would be one of the worst picks you could possibly make as vice president. I hope to God it's not true.
Who the hell is that?
Some fucking senator who basically attacked Trump and stabbed him in the back previously. So, Mike Pence, Judas 2.0. The documents case has been dismissed against President Trump. So they raided the First Lady's panty drawer for no reason.
Jentel confirmed?
It is a Jentel confirmed. The prosecutor was never properly authorized to conduct any sort of investigation. That doesn't mean the case is over. That doesn't mean they won't try to bring it again. But as Jen said, these cases all just evaporate. And this one just evaporated today because of the Supreme Court ruling last week. The FBI is conducting the investigation into the shooting. I do not believe the agency that raided the First Lady's panty drawer, literally, on the orders of Joe Biden, Barack Obama, and Merrick Garland should be in charge of this investigation. There are all kinds of problems with what happened on Saturday. It appears to have been allowed to happen. Secret Service, possibly FBI, certainly CIA, and almost certainly the White House and the Clintons and everybody else in the deep state knew this was going to happen. They missed. I hear the president's going to take a conciliatory tone. It's not what I would do, but maybe that's why he's the president and I'm not. On the RV front, and then we'll have more on that on Tuesday's show, where we're going to go into the details of what actually happened. On the RV front, my bondholder contact has not been paid. However, he is reporting that he has other people in his business, which is the bond trading and exchange process, who have been paid. He is now aware of people who have been paid. He is still expecting to get paid today or tomorrow. The holdup has been the amount of fraudulent bonds that have been submitted to the U.S. Treasury. That's also a Jentel confirm from a completely separate source. But apparently that is the holdup. They are in the process of clearing that. And really, the stage is set for the RV. We wanted a week to remember. We all wondered what the shot heard around the world meant. We just saw it on Saturday. Anybody, anywhere on social media, I don't care how much you admire them, who has not denounced what happened on Saturday needs to be out of your life permanently. Jimmy Church, Billy Carson, Scott Wolpard, Ryan Sprague, anybody in the UFO, Linda Moulton Howe. These people have abrogated their responsibility as Americans and human beings first. I don't want to ever hear their fucking names anywhere near me again. Any of them. I talked to Vincent Fusca via text. He is shaken. He said, we almost lost America today on Saturday. Jen, I don't know if we're going to talk about him. I know you were concerned about his reaction. I think he was just stunned by what was in front of him, and he didn't see it. His head was bent over when it happened, but we'll talk about that if you want to. But Vincent was there for a reason, God's reason. Right before the shooting, Donald Trump was pointing, and he was literally pointing right at Vincent's face in the background. He wasn't pointing at Vincent like there's Vincent over there, but he was pointing so that the screenshot was literally pointing at Vincent. Vincent represents John F. Kennedy Jr. That's the character he represents. And moments later, the president was shot and almost killed. I don't think that's insignificant. I don't think the Q drop, the shot heard around the world, is insignificant. I think things are going, they are happening. But Jen, before I turn it over to you and try to release some of this anger away from you, I don't like it. And I don't like the way the plan is being executed, and I want it to be different, and I think it's just time to act. But and I didn't even know I was this mad until the camera went on, to be honest with you. So I apologize to you for this anger that I just can't contain. And I'm going to try to work through this and do a show and ask pertinent questions that the audience wants to know. And again, all the weight of being Miss Peace and Love and Light is on your shoulders, because I can't do it. I can't.
Well, that's my job. So let's do it, shall we?
Yeah.
All right. This is Jentel, Interdimensional Meditation by Jennifer Doring for July 15th, 2024. Let me just say that, yeah, that happened. And that's how God protects people. That's how angels intervene. By an inch, by a fraction. They move you right out of the way. People get in terrible car accidents and walk away. That is God in action, and we saw it on the air. We saw it live. This man has a reason to be here. And when you see something like that, that person's got a reason to be here. And he will continue on. And he will fulfill his mission. RV news. I went into meditation, 6th level of heaven, talked to Archangel Michael, Archangel Gabriel. Excuse the whole low cleavage in the shirt there. It keeps falling down. It is what it is, people. I don't know what to tell you. Gabriel said, the rise in, as it's RV news, as it concerns the RV, the rise in stocks recently affected foreign markets. They are watching for the correct values to pull the trigger on the change. This will be corrected mid-week. And I asked, then what happens? And Gabriel did the I'm on the phone thing to me and held his hand up to look like he was on the phone. And I said, then we can make our calls for appointments. He nodded. Only pushed it off a few days.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat that? That was really important. Can we say that again? That last part of it again.
Well, the rise in stocks affected foreign markets. They are watching for the current values to pull the trigger on the change. This will be corrected midweek. And I asked Gabriel, then what happens? He put his hand up to his ear like he was on the phone. And I asked, then we can make our calls for appointments? He nodded. Yes.
Thank you.
It's only thrown it off a few days. Yes, I do think that what happened with Trump had something to do with this. It was eerily quiet on Sunday. More quiet than it should have been. This should have been on every Facebook page. It should have been all over the news. It should have been everywhere. And it should have been outrage. And I believe that that is being censored. Either that or people are afraid to say what they really think. Next, after he nodded, he said, stocks are going to crash. The transition is underway. So, stocks were artificially blown up to get that high rate, okay, to show that it went up. That was artificial. They're trying to do that for Biden. They're trying to do that for to get in the way. Evil cannot maintain a facade for long. Sooner or later, fake values fall. Now, in the news this week, markets fall. Biden out. Why? Foreign deals, all kinds of stuff. Foreign deals, letters, commissions, corruption, and cover-ups. It's all coming to the surface. And I see that huge stack of paperwork that I saw last week or the week before about information coming out. Trump is safe. Okay. I believe he's at the Republican National Convention now. Is that on today?
Yep, it starts. Yeah.
Everybody relax. He is safe. Okay. But I said, is there anything you can tell people when they're out at gatherings during the summer? This is right after we were talking about the RNC convention. But I did ask for the average person, how can they be aware and be safe? He said, watch rooftops at events. Okay? Be aware because they're sending the minions out. Okay? Little by little, We're going to start seeing more minion activity in the streets. We're going to start seeing more, some outraged kid decided to do this. Really? I got a whole bunch to say about that. But so watch rooftops at events. Next line item, foreign aid interrupted. Foreign aid interrupted. Now this last one, he said a jump in treasures or a jump in treasuries. And I think he was referring to gold and all of that. So I was really stressed out this morning trying to figure out the whole website deal. And I don't know if I'm being targeted, but I will get back to business. All right? Because I am protected. And I will find a way. So, didn't have a whole lot of time left. I had like 20 minutes to get this out this morning. So let's see how it goes. Be aware of your surroundings if you're going to large groups of people. Okay, if you're going to go attend concerts, if you're going to like, I don't know, Disneyland or something like that, probably okay there. But let's just keep an eye out for suspicious behavior. Okay. And that's Jentel for this week or for today.
Yeah, usually lasts for the week. I don't have a lot to say about it, all that. I guess the main question is, that I was coming in with is, does this slow down or accelerate the RV process? It sounds like it doesn't really affect it at all, or slowed it down just a little tiny bit. Is that how you would characterize it?
I'm just asking, what if he had died? There is a second. Okay, so I have a suspicion that he probably is the final code, the final key, master, whatever, to get this thing going. And I have a feeling that's why they tried to kill him on that day. It's not just about an election. Okay? It's about money. It's about power.
Well, it's about the future of the human race.
I see him in a car doing something on the way somewhere. So I think that it's still a go, from what I've heard. There was a pause because of what they were trying to do on the other end with the markets. Everything kind of has to be in a certain place. Not a perfect place, but within certain guidelines in order to pull the trigger on this. It has a lot to do with the value of the dollar. To get the right contracted rates. But this information that comes out anytime now is going to crash a lot. And that's good. And as far as I know, we're looking at midweek for notifications.
What's your impression of the events of Saturday? Was this a mistake, incompetence, or was this allowed to happen? Were there people who knew there was a shooter on the rooftop?
Well, I could say a lot, but for security purposes, I'm not gonna. Okay. And so basically, in a nutshell, people were paid off, people were let in. There's absolutely no way that a building in a perfect location for something like that to happen didn't have people on the roof already on our side to prevent that from happening. This was contracted out. It's not some crazy kid.
Will we ever find out who put the contract out? Is that maybe part of what happens this week to remove the sitter in the White House.
No.
Unfortunately.
You might in a roundabout way. So what they're going to do because of that, because it was presented as some crazed kid, just like the school shootings and everything else, they're going to focus on, they've switched over to revealing all of the current administration's dirty deals. And we're going to hear that. And that may just be enough.
You think we're hearing that some of that this week, or all of it this week, or?
Oh, it's going to start any minute now.
Okay.
I'll start rolling out.
Okay. Well,
so I do feel like Sunday was kind of like a quiet, like being respectful. It was just too quiet, but I feel like there was quite a bit going on behind the scenes for our side. There was a lot of people called. There was a lot of people told, okay, get it out there.
Yeah, that's the thing. It seems like they came this close, literally less than an inch from killing the president. It seems like you better go now. If they got that close when they shouldn't have, you better go now. You better release the Kraken, as Sidney Powell famously said almost 4 years ago now.
I think they will.
Yeah, I don't.
I think everybody who's got any kind of power on the right side is going all in right now. And we're going to see a whole bunch of interesting information come out.
Yeah.
Who's that?
I will not be taking any steroids this week.
Yeah, probably good. Not good for the blood pressure, really. Yeah.
Given how I'm feeling. Without it, I better not. Okay, about 1,400 of you guys in the stream right now. We appreciate each and every one of you.
Do you want to know what I thought about Trump's reaction?
Yeah.
Okay. Initially, I don't think he expected that. I don't think it was so this is what happened. So I'm out at the mall. Mike's calling me repeatedly. I'm like, damn it. It's like, go outside.
Jen,
well, stop calling me. I'm off. It's the weekend. What the hell happened? Trying to.
Well,
I go outside and I talking to him and I find out what happened. And I'm like, oh my God. And so then I go and watch the video and I come back and I'm like, let me just go to him and do a healing really quick. You know how I project and do a quick healing. A lot of you have been, I've done that for you. Just like I blasted Mike's axe just when he was having his fit and it calmed him the hell down. So I went to look at Trump and what I saw was a hole in the very top of the ear. I couldn't find the bullet. Did what I could for that. Couldn't find the bullet. Couldn't find it anywhere. And so my question to him was when I came back was, where's the bullet? And then we heard about the spectators and someone who was in my own chat lost their own brother. So, fair warning. Mama's on patrol. Anybody wants to come into philosophy chat and say that this was fake and nobody was really hurt and those were all actors? I know a woman who lost her brother. I'm going to have a reading with her and she lost her brother. So nobody's going to be coming in there saying that in my chat. Go do it somewhere else and leave her the hell alone. I'm going to be all over your ass.
Jen, are you really sure that's her and not somebody imitating her? There's a lot of vile people out there that will impersonate others. So just be careful. Just be careful is all I'm saying.
Do I look serious to you?
What's that?
Do I look serious to you right now?
You do. I'm just.
Do I sometimes know things?
Yep, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So moving on. So what I thought when I watched his reaction, that wasn't fake.
No.
Let me get my shoes thing is a shock reaction. Well, some people do that. They'll say strange things like so important, like,
Well, nobody wants to be carried out barefoot.
It's a shock reaction.
Yeah.
But when he got up and they were trying to, he fought when there could be another shooter out there who gets you right between the eyes. He fought. And my impression was that maybe there was a split second there where he thought, I don't know where this bullet went. Because sometimes that can happen. People get shot and it takes a minute, right?
Mm-hmm.
He took the opportunity to say fight with his fist 3 times.
Yeah.
I don't think that was just for the public. I think that was a signal. Because I think in that moment, he might have thought, what if this is my only chance to make the call? And that was my impression of that. So that is very telling. Now, after when they got him and they said, okay, he's good, we don't see it. Then he calmed down. But still, I don't think that was just for us. I think it was for us, but he made very sure to look at those cameras and say something. Now, if he had to, let's say there were other world leaders, there were people who needed to know, like there's something he was supposed to say somewhere along the journey that would give them the go. I'm starting to think that might have been it.
Yeah.
I think things are going to get really turbulent really fast. Now, I did a show, and my philosophy show on Jennifer Doring on YouTube. I don't know if it was the last one or the one before that, but I told you, this is real. The financial's real. They're setting up the political to line up with the financial, okay? So we've done this shift over to the political, okay? And I told you, what do we need now? We need cover. And I told you there's either going to be something major that's going to happen to monopolize the news cycle worldwide, or a whole bunch of things. Now, because it was a failed attempt, yeah, they're going to talk about that in the news. But it's not, now after going through Sunday, it's not big enough. So I think we're going to get a whole bunch of information coming out this week.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be real shocking. The market's going to get back down to where they need to be for these contracts between the treasuries and stuff, and we're going to get the go. For the financial.
I asked you Saturday, is this some kind of cover for the RV? And you said one of them.
Oh, that's right. Where the hell is that text? Hang on. I texted myself.
Well, you didn't text. That was I think that was, you texted it to yourself? That was
I always text things to myself because I forget. Yeah.
Oh, you texted it to yourself afterwards to make sure you had it.
All right. So that was when... Oh, you asked me to come do a healing on you. And I said, leave me alone. It's goddamn weekend. All right. So
I am feeling better, but I am feeling better, by the way.
That's July 4th. Went back too far. What the hell is it? No, I put it in Messenger. Anyway, I was talking to Jesus after, because, we walk, we project to you, we do the healing, and then we walk back, and I see myself sitting there, and then I stop and talk to him.
You got Jesus next to you. You may as well ask him a few more questions.
I did. So I asked him, I said, is this a distraction or a smokescreen for the financial transition? And he said, one of many.
One of many. That's what I thought he said. Okay, yeah, one of many.
That's right. Forgot about that. It's going to get interesting. The only thing I worry about are the minions. Yeah. The people that have flooded the border. That's why Trump's talked about this for so long.
That's what he was
talking
about.
Everybody aware of the dangers of that.
That's what he was talking about when he was shot. Let me ask you another. I don't know if you're going to be able to answer it because of the danger, but we will ask it. And if the angels say we're not giving you that, then that's fine. There were counter snipers, and the story is floating around that the counter sniper saw this guy. He was seen by multiple people. He was reported to the police. They did nothing. He was reported to the FBI and the Secret Service. They did nothing about this guy crawling around on the roof. There is a report that the counter snipers on the roof behind the president saw the guy, had him in their sights, and asked for permission to take him out and were refused permission to do so. Is that true?
The posts that I saw about that man speaking online, who was the counter sniper, I believe are false.
Yeah, I believe they're false also. But
that's what I will say. And the only other thing that I will say is that there were many levels of infiltration or payoffs for this to transpire.
Mm-hmm. There apparently has been an official statement or a statement made to a news organization. I think it's MSNBC, to the effect that yes, the guy did have the shooter in his sights, and no, he was not denied permission to shoot. If that's the case, then he should be fired. And why are we not allowed to talk to the counter sniper team? Why weren't they on Saturday? Why weren't they out on Saturday saying, I saw the guy, I asked my superiors for permission, I was denied permission? And I'm sorry, but I know two guys that have done sniper work, two, and I'm confident that they would probably have taken the shot. If you see a guy crawling on a roof with a rifle who, as far as you know, is not supposed to be there, you shoot first and ask questions later. And I know Steve has said, well, it could be a police officer. You don't take that chance. And
well, my dad was in Vietnam. So, although very nice, very kind, very funny, there were times in my life where he said certain things and raised us a certain way. The corners of the bed had to be just perfect when you made the bed and stuff like that.
Yeah. Military stuff.
Tight corners, Everybody's on detail duty, like if you get in trouble. I'm like, crap. And I just, when this was happening, I talked to him sometimes in my head. He's passed. And I asked him, I said, would this ever happen with that level of security for a former president of the United States out in the public? He said, not in a million years.
Not in a million years.
That's not negligence. And that's all I'm going to say. This may just be another long-winded investigations and all that kind of crap. We're just going to have to move past it and keep moving and keep going. And thank God that he protected Donald Trump.
Yeah, see, to me, this needs to be it.
But do know
to be the takedown.
That there is a second in line should something like that happen. Don't fool yourself that the military and the groups involved, the patriots who have been working probably for 100 years or so, or maybe just at least since Kennedy, are not going to leave it all in one man's hands.
Regardless of that, this man has to be the leader.
Well, I know that, and we all love him, and we all want him. Look at what do you want to tell your people? And what did he say? Just tell them I love them. That's divine. To push past the anger and the frustration and the trauma that this man has been through years and years and years, and to come out after you got shot in the head and say, tell them I love them. That is a divine mission. And he will succeed. That's what I'm saying. So get back on track.
I just the slow approach cannot work.
Take it as an example. Lead by example. He did not let his emotions cloud his judgment. And that's where we got to be.
Okay. About 1,500 of you in the live stream today. Thank you all for being here. I'm not in the mood to do any sales pitches today, but CBD gurus are wonderful people. They make wonderful products for your health. Slide on over there and look through. You can go to the wholesale tab, slide down to my wholesale, Mike B Wholesale, type in the discount code, which is ALIEN, and pick up some really good products for your health, for your pet's health. You can also get over to MikeBarrettPets.com, where you get all kinds of good mushroom-based supplements for your cats, your dogs, your horses, and yourself. And I just don't feel like doing any sales pitches. These are all good people at both companies, and they deserve your business, and it'll help you, it'll help them, and it'll help the show if you get over there. So Jen, why don't you tell us what's going on over at jenniferfala.com?
Well, absolutely nothing's going on at jenniferfala.com, and I tell you the story about it, but it just stressed you out.
Yeah.
So this is what we're doing. Okay, still working on the websites. Everywhere I go to get everything set up again after that whole PayPal hack, I hit a brick wall and I got to call somebody again. All right. So this is what we're doing. I'm doing my business on Telegram. At this moment in time, I will announce and let you know when the websites are up. There will be at least 2 of them now, so that, they take out the bridge. I'm swimming across the river. All right. So I have a link up on Telegram. You're going to want to join my page, my channel on Telegram, and Philosophy on Telegram, if you would put that banner up so people could see that. If you are not with us over there, that is where you need to be. That is where you're going to get the most information, and you're not going to miss anything. So there is, go to Philosophy on Telegram, join Jennifer Faladorian on Telegram. There's a Philosophy chat on Telegram. Your comments on my posts on Philosophy on Telegram will go directly to the chat. I have a sale up, and I have a Square link. It'll take a card. It'll take all kinds of things. It's very easy. Soon we'll be able to schedule online. You'll be able to schedule your appointments yourself, but at this point in time, GoDaddy hates me, and so does Google Payments, and so I'm working on it, and I'm trying to set that up. But as of now, there is a link up on Philosophy on Telegram. There is a sale for 30-minute readings are $69. All healings are $69. It is a donation button. If you'd like to make a donation, you can use that link as well. I pinned it on my Philosophy channel. So it's working. We tested it out. I asked people to send me $1 today. Like 10 people sent me $1. Thank you very much for that. Some people sent $5. That was cool. And then I have received your purchases. You need to email me at jmfala@gmail.com after purchase. I believe I put that in the comments on the receipt. That's where we'll schedule. That's where I need information from you for healings. I'll need a name and a picture of the person or pet. So we're back up and running, business as usual. But there will be announcements when I get everything worked out.
Here we go. We have it up. Jennifer Faladorian on Telegram, and there's the donation button.
Yes, soon I actually have 3 websites now. Beacon Light Radio I haven't done anything with, so I need to figure out what I'm going to do with that. But we will have jenniferfala.com. Hopefully I can get my Square links over there. The problem is they're only allowing me to do PayPal buttons because they have blacklisted me, thinking I'm some kind of scammer, because as soon as I signed up for GoDaddy payments after years of having the website, all these purchases came through and they thought I was some kind of scammer. So I need to have a little talk again with some people over there. But there's going to be jenniferflaw.com. It will probably end up being through PayPal, and there will be philosophy.com. And we're running everything through Square over there. And so it's very easy. It'll take a card, Apple Pay, Google Pay, or whatever it is. So join us on Telegram, because from what I saw on Facebook on Sunday, that was way too quiet. I think they're doing it again. They won't even let me post this show in my own private groups anymore that I've been posting for years.
Yeah.
I think Mike and I have been together for what, 4 years now?
Yeah, about 3 or 4 years. 2021. Yeah.
No, it was 2020.
Was it 2020?
Definitely 2020, yeah.
Oh, wow. We're older than I think. Do we have any time for questions today?
Sure.
All right. We're going to do as many questions as we can about all kinds of things. The best way to get a question, people get to go first, are the folks over on Rumble who join up to the follow the channel Real News Live with Mike and Jen. We're up over 2,000 subscribers now, trying to get up over 5 as our first plateau. Remember, there were 4,700 of you over on Real News Live, which according to Rumble is an account, not a channel. So now we have a channel, and we need you over on the channel so we get more noticed. And you can subscribe there for $5 a month. And so I'm going to go through first. I'm going to get their questions in first. Those that Rumble rant, those that are $5 a month subscribers, and then everybody else can get in line behind them. And that's the way we do it. That's why we give you that's the payoff we give you for the $5 a month that we appreciate very much. So one of the things that's really important in getting your question answered is you need to give us your real name. And you need to give us the real name of the person or pet that you might be asking about. That is critical. So it's not critical, but it's important. All right, Jen, let's go over to Rumble and get a few questions in. Betty wants to know, will the fact that the U.S. is bullying Iraq and the EU not to use the Chinese yuan affect the RV timing?
Not enough. No.
Okay. Carissa, I have a baby chick with a sprain and a chicken who may be egg bound. I'm trying to heal them. Will I be successful?
Those eggs will eventually come out. It has something to do with differences in temperatures right now with that chicken. The sprain, not looking good. If it's the leg, you're going to have to separate that chick from the rest so that it's not, I don't know if you could put some little stint on the leg or something. But unless you separate it, it's not looking good.
Okay. Beth would like to know the name of her spirit guide if you can find it. Beth. Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Thank you.
Just call me Tony.
Tommy or Tony?
Tony.
Tony.
Like, looks like an Italian guy.
Tony.
Call me Tony.
Hi, Tony. Hi, guys. This is Susan, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Jen, I have pain in the tissue of my right heel. Are you able to see what it is?
Susan, you said?
Susan.
It's I don't know, a ligament or just a very stiff muscle or something. It leads up the back side of the calf. So get in there and rub that out.
Okay, Greta, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. She's been around for a while. Can you tell me what's going on with my right foot and leg? Greta.
Looks like you stepped down on it wrong and you sprained it a little bit around the ball of the ankle there. And then you also got tension from that, overcompensating on that. Something about your shoes. You don't have good support on whatever you were wearing. Ditch those shoes. You'll be okay.
Diane Green, $10 Rumble rant. Thank you, Diane.
Thank you.
The Lord was watching over Trump Saturday, but I would like to know who Trump's guardian angels' names are. If we're allowed to know that. It's a good question, Diane.
That's personal.
Okay, and Athanasios is here. Wants to know her guardian angel, his or her guardian angel's name. And Athanasios.
Paul.
Hopefully it's Phil or something. It's less complicated than Athanasios.
Well, a lot of times they give me a name for you to call them.
Yeah.
Paul came in very strong, very warm. Very nice, yeah.
What was the name again?
Paul.
Lucy, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Hi, Jen. In the last few weeks, many things, both small and large, have been falling in my home. Trees falling, etc. Do I have negative spirits in my home or a vortex that needs to be removed?
I'd get a house cleanse. You contact Marcy Howell. You know, my website, their buttons may still be working unless, if they're not, then it's a GoDaddy thing. But there is an email address there for Susan and for Marcy, and you can email them, and they'll just give you a link to pay or whatever. So you can go to jenniferfalaw.com and scroll down to where the links I have for them and email them at their email and let her know what's going. Include pictures of your living room, because she'll send them to me and I'll do the eval. But it's better if I see a picture to see what's really going on.
Marianne, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, my husband Mike has nodules in his lungs that are growing. Are any of them cancerous? I don't know if you can really answer that.
Send me a picture to the email. I don't want to just answer that on the fly. I got to take a little time to focus on that.
I Bake Me, Lori Bakemeyer is now back as a monthly supporter. Thank you, Lori. I know you were supported before. And Joe 76002 also gets a Little Red Castle. Thank you. David Murtos, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, Jen, I've had this cold for almost a month. It won't go away. I'm on my second round of antibiotics. Is my cold something more?
You need to take those antibiotics consistently and not skip any. And I think you need to up to a stronger. It is a secondary infection.
Okay. I also tried colloidal silver. Works for some people if they get bronchitis, and ivermectin. Maria, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, who will be sending out notifications, and is a bank that exchanges currency the same as a redemption center? The answer to the second question is no. The answer to the first question is everybody. Anybody you get bought from. And Maria, I can't do anything except point you to Mark Z's website, the original markz.com. He has a video explaining all the basics. So I would say go to that, but you won't miss it.
So the redemption centers notify the retailer. So the Treasury notifies the redemption center, and the redemption centers notifies the retailers and the groups who are waiting to receive word or phone numbers or whatever. I think that you call a phone number and you will receive a secure link to your text message to your phone, and then proceed that way. And that's what I know.
Yeah. Okay. Rosemary, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, my granddaughter Haley and the babies are leaving on a cruise on Friday. I have to fly to Texas to get on the cruise. They have to fly to Texas to get on the cruise. She wants to know if they'll be safe.
Yeah.
Hi, Mike. This is Marengo, Little Red Castle, $5 subscriber. Do you know what Fusca was saying when our president went down? He said it 3 times. No, I don't know. I'll text him. I could text him later, but I think it was probably something like
What I thought was interesting about, and I could be wrong, but what I thought was interesting when I watched the scene back on the TV when Trump was shot and all the reactions and everything. And everybody was down. And you could tell a couple guys behind Trump back there were like ex-military or police force or something. They were down, but they were looking, right? Vincent, I don't know if he was in shock.
Yeah.
But the movement of his eyes were deliberate. He was calm. He wasn't even ducked down.
No.
And he was looking. He was looking for the threat. I thought that was interesting.
He was looking down at his phone when the president was shot, and he looked up, and then I don't know if he just didn't realize what was going on for a while or what. But
no, yeah, there's something else going on with this Vincent Fusca character. That's a trained response.
Yeah,
that's all I'm going to say.
Well, I don't know if he's been in the military. I can always ask him. Joanne 444 is now a monthly supporter, $5 a month. Little Red Castle, thank you. Love Trumpy's now a monthly supporter. Tahani now a monthly supporter. Thank you guys. Doing it again. Okay, looking for new questions. They are saying on Fox, a drone expert on security lapsed. Heard the drone was hacked by the dark side. I don't know anything about that. Doesn't appear to be the case. Latani, new subscriber. I almost never get sick and I have a really bad cold. Sure would like it to go away fast. Jen, can you help me out? My name is Latani. So.
Yeah, email me. I'll try. Send me your name and picture. If you can't afford to pay for healing, I will do it.
Yep. And get some ivermectin from Dr. Brooks Agnew, Latani. That will help too. Anytime I feel like I've got a virus, boom, I take that and it goes away.
Now, if it takes too long to get your ivermectin, I'm going to tell you what a cattle rancher, I don't know if you're still watching, sir, but thank you, told me to get liquid, or actually sent it to me, but told me to during the pandemic. You can go and you can get one, and I'm not telling you to take anything. You take your health in your own hands. Disclaimer. All right. You can go to the feed store. You get ivermectin sterile 1% solution for cows and pigs. He told me the dosing is 1 milliliter per 100 pounds. Look it up, do your own research, figure out what works for you. But that's if during the pandemic, he told me put, depending on your poundage, put it in water and drink it. So if there's a serious situation and it's going to be 6 weeks and you got to, you can do that, but it's up to you.
Dr. Sarah B, there should be a little subscribe button right in the chat that you're in right now, and that you can use that to be a $5 a month subscriber, and we would appreciate it. I believe that's only on the web client, so you have to be in Rumble on your computer to do that. I don't think that works on your phone if you're watching on your phone, and usually during live streams. Layla gives us a $5 Rumble rant. Thank you, Layla. My friend who is afraid of flying is coming on the 19th of July for my birthday. Do you see her making it to Hawaii?
Yeah. Yeah. She's funny.
Tani says, somehow I'm blocked on philosophy and I don't know why. Well, you might have pissed off one of the moderators. Or
you posted something that looked like advertising or spam, and we can't remember everybody's screen name because unless it's somebody who's been there for a very long time.
Okay. Wow, this is getting a little ahead of the game here. Kathy Clem, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, my son Corey has a court proceeding in May of 2025. Will he be victorious?
It won't be exactly what he wants, but it's good news, but I feel like it's not exactly what he wants. It's not like the whole thing.
Rosemary, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, Mark and I, our kitty is okay and knows how much we love him. He was sick and had to be put to sleep a few weeks ago. Clarence, the kitty.
Got up, went home, gone for about a day. Thought, where is everybody? And then he was back at the house. It's been hanging out a lot. Yeah.
Staz Baby is now a $5 a month subscriber. Her name is Sherry. She says, I would love to know my guardian angel's name, please.
Sherry.
S-H-E-R-I, Sherry.
Vincent.
Pay the Joe, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber. Hey, Jen, my name is Joe. Really? Do you see us getting the house in Maui, and will we be happy there?
Someday. Takes a while to find it.
Scott, Little Red Castle, $5 a month subscriber, says, do I need to worry about my house going up for auction on July 24th? Will it go up? I guess he's asking if it will actually go up for auction.
You need to do whatever you can right now to make sure that doesn't happen, because that is planned.
Cowgirl for You Too is now a monthly subscriber, $5 a month. Thank you, Cowgirl. Nancy would like to know who her guardian angel's name, what her guardian angel's name is.
Clements or Clemens or Clement or something like that.
You're welcome, Staz Baby. Okay, that was Nancy. Sarah would like to know, Little Red Castle, if she's going to get in a med bed this year.
Approximately. It's on, if you go, what he's talking about is a special pass.
Okay. Elaine, it has a 10-pound Shih Tzu named Gracie, who's allergic to the food we're giving to her. Since then, we've tried various good foods, and she will not eat anything anymore. Do you see what the problem is? Gracie, little Shih Tzu.
She's either got intestinal parasites or she's got intestinal infection. Little tiny little moving things. Go focus in that direction.
Okay, let's slide over to Rumble or to YouTube and take a few questions over there. Blake rescued a kitty? Well, good for him. I guess we'll see him tomorrow. Let's slide back up to the top of the YouTube chat and see what questions we have. Okay, I'm just looking. Barney Fife would have done a better job than the FBI. Yeah, right.
Some freaky kid doesn't just waltz in. Either
climb up a ladder, get onto a
climb
rooftop.
up a ladder.
Yeah, climb up a rooftop, which should be
with a 22.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me? That's like a squirrel gun.
No, it's a 223. It was a 223.
Somebody said it was a 22.
Semi-automatic rifle. No.
Okay. All right. So it doesn't make any
22
sense.
caliber, 223 round. It's a high velocity round.
Okay. He's not just going to waltz in and be that lucky and that good to get up on top of a roof unseen.
No, he was seen.
No.
and reported it, and he didn't do anything about it. Trump kept saying, "Let me get my shoes." He actually said, "Let me get my shoes," which supposedly came off. Announce found Q drop 2822, which shows Trump tied down with a shoe missing and pushing the emergency button, sitting in the middle of an American flag. Oh, isn't that interesting?
What?
Supernatural aspects of this cannot be ignored.
No. The time travel part of it cannot be ignored. Yeah. I mean, I'm sorry.
I mean, look, the Q post, the shot heard around the world. All I can say is that's what that was. And how do they know that? Trump didn't know it. He didn't go up there knowing he was going to be shot. Trust me. So there must be some sort of time machine. There has to be something like Project Looking Glass, something like the Guardian of Forever in Star Trek, where you can
watch. Right. These are real events that are foretold in code way back when, like it already happened. So
completely off the subject of that a little bit, are the Bible codes legitimate?
I'm not familiar with it.
Just ask Jesus, are the Bible codes legit?
No, they were put in during the transcription. Well,
so they are legit codes, but they're not necessarily the word of God.
They were added in
by men. By men, they're not. Yeah, okay. Pretty clever mathematicians. Looking for questions.
Yeah, so I'm Catholic, so I'm not familiar with every part of the Bible. We go in, we got the missalette, we stand, sit up.
Look up the Bible code. It's pretty interesting. They found grenades in the Honolulu airport on a plane. Okay, wow, that's scary.
I don't know about that story. Where did we hear that story?
Yeah, guys, it was a clusterfuck.
We're going to have to be real careful because there's going to be a lot of misinformation coming out with these stories right now. As soon as I saw the story from the sharpshooter on the roof, hey, guys, well, that's not real.
Yeah. There shouldn't be any 5'3" females on the Secret Service duty for the president. There shouldn't be.
Why?
Because they're not physically big enough or strong enough to protect the president. Period. And that was quite obvious.
What, like hand-to-hand combat? Is that how we do it?
She was so short, his head was exposed. Had that been a 6'3" guy like there normally would be, the president would have been covered up.
Well, what if they need somebody little to crawl through a hole and save him?
Well, great. They'll hire somebody to do that, but they're not on the body detail. Not on the body detail. They're not up to it. Lisa Whitheld, Jen, my niece Leslie has hospice and is in hospice and dying. Are you able to tell her spiritual body she's okay to let go? I'm afraid she's fighting to stay, and I know she's in pain. This is her Aunt Lisa.
If that's happening, then she's waiting to tell somebody. So make sure everybody comes and talks to her and tells her to go. That's the only me doing it's not going to do it.
Yeah, she's waiting for somebody. That's kind of what happened with my mom. She waited until a few things happened. So yeah, Ruben Darren, thank you. Lisa says, Jen, I was told I'm in line for an inheritance, nothing to do with the RV. I would like to buy a med bed and open a clinic. Do you see this as a possibility for me and my family inheritance?
I think the inheritance is real. There's going to be something about that buying a med bed for a while. A certain group of individuals or government or whatever owns the rights to this, and then for a while. So if you were to have a med clinic, you could like rent the thing for your facility and have their people come in and run it. Okay. But to just go out and buy one, that's not going to be available for a while.
The grenades were empty of the bad stuff, but in any case, fake grenades are not allowed. Yeah, good point. All right. Back over to Rumble. Let's see if we have a few more questions. Karen would like to know, what was the black ring in the sky a week ago Monday in South Texas after Hurricane Beryl?
It was debris moving in an air movement that had not settled yet.
It's just a weird vortex of wind.
Yeah, it's just kind of it looks like a natural thing. It doesn't look like anything nefarious or anything.
Guys, again, even if you're not a subscriber, we still need your real name, but let's try. Eli wants to know, he says, years ago, I was told by a medium I was going to help a lot of people. I always hoped it would be true. Do you see that for me? It's ELI27. I think it's Eli.
Yes, but you have to remember that in your life plan, you will do certain things to help people. But don't go as far as to put the weight of the world on your shoulders and think you have to save the world. Everybody's doing their own little thing, their own specialty, their own part as a team.
Angie, ANJI, says, any word on what's causing my health issues and what I might be able to do? And she's asking that question. Angie, ANJI. It
would be best to get like a 30-minute, and we could do a medical reading for that. Just to evaluate. I don't have the time right now to do that, and I don't have your picture, so I don't want to.
Yeah.
If you have something specific I can look at really quick, a specific question, it would be fine here.
Yeah. Hey, Jen, what about the military? Are they ready to engage at this point? Did this stir anything up with the military people? Can we expect seeing military anytime soon?
All I'm getting is on call.
Okay. Ray R says he has a job interview on Thursday. Will he get it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Fraud Exposed, do you think Jonathan Willis is going to be safe while the cabal tries to carry on their agenda? I'm not sure I know who Jonathan Willis is. Do you know, Jen, who that is?
No. So what's the question exactly? And I'll just ask that.
Is Jonathan Willis going to be safe while the cabal tries to carry out their agenda?
Physically safe, yes.
Okay. Lots of appreciation in the chat. I thank you guys. Okay. Have you discussed the name of the shooter? Yes, this is a good question. There are conflicting reports about who the shooter really is. Do we have the name of the real shooter, Jen? Or is that...
I'm not answering that.
Can't answer that.
Because I might just get the truth. And that might just put me in a bad position, and I'm not doing that.
Yep.
That is not my job.
Okay, looking for more questions. Yeah, Fraud Exposed says, I'm not showing as a subscriber since we switched to the new channel. Need help. Yeah, I think you let the old one expire, Fraud Exposed, and then be resubscribed to this channel. We were on an account before. Now we're on a channel. Why I would have an account that looked like a channel, I don't really know, but Yeah.
All right, got to get going.
All right, one more.
Sure.
All right, okay.
Yeah.
Hi, Jen and Mike. Sharon here. Sharon, my friend Nikki lost her 6-month-old baby last year. Oh, that's tragic. It was devastating to say the least. She's trying to get pregnant again. When will she get pregnant? I don't think that's a question Jen can answer, right?
Well, it is.
Okay.
Will I ever have children? I do in private because I have to gauge whether that person can handle the answer and it's not going to go jump off some cliff, right? That's a very serious one. Now, can I have the name of the person, please, again?
Nikki, Nikki, lost her 6-month-old baby last year. And she's trying to get pregnant.
So she'll either get pregnant within 13 months of losing the baby or 13 months from now.
Okay. All right. We don't know about Dinar. Rubio has been told he won't be picked. RFK Jr. is in a meeting with Trump right now. Wow.
That'd be interesting.
That would be interesting.
That would be interesting.
And even though in many ways he would be a terrible pick, in some ways he would be a very good pick.
Well, it might just get the rest of the Democrat vote.
Yep. All right, guys, that's going to wrap it up. I'll be back tomorrow night. We'll have more detailed discussion about the shooting. If you didn't catch our live stream on Saturday with me and Steve and Brian Engelman and Blake and Brooks, please go back and watch it on MikeBarrett.blogspot.com or on the Rumble channel, Real News Live with Mike and Jen, which we would like you to go follow and subscribe. Thank you to everybody for being here. We've given you the best information that we have from both the rumor mill. I will say that the bondholder who is saying that he knows people that got paid, I can tell you that is true. He does know people that have been paid. He is part of the people who should be being paid. That means this thing is really happening. It is happening far too slowly, in my opinion. It needs to finish off, but it is happening. And when I hear that the bondholder, which is just my nickname for him, that's not what he really is. When I know he's been paid his commission, then I will know that we are very, very close to us getting our opportunity. But quite honestly, after what happened on Saturday, it feels like the money doesn't mean that much to me. It means a lot of choices that I would have for my life that I would like to be making. But what does that mean if we live in a country where these kinds of people are allowed to exist?
Well, the financial transition is not about us individually. It's about our future and our children and the country and the world country's survival. And It is inevitable. It is happening. We're right in the middle of it. It has to proceed. You can't just stop midstream.
Right.
Okay. So if that's delayed a few days because somebody shot at the president or they're manipulating the markets or whatever, they're going to pull everything they got to stop this from happening. Because what we need to do, if you don't capture that flag, if you don't get the money and the financial in order and take their fiat power, then we lose. And that's why it's real. And that's why it has to happen. And the political's lining up with it right now, too. So fasten your seatbelts. We're there.
And remember, save some for yourself and circulate the rest. You're given this money to create with it, to create a new and better world. The world I wrote about 14 years ago now in The Choice, telling you are going to have a chance to make the world a new and better place. That's what we're supposed to be doing with this. Thank you, guys. I'll see you tomorrow night. Jen and I will be back on Wednesday for Tell the Truth Wednesday. Jen, I got a feeling we're going to have more stuff to talk about. Big news. Love you guys. Bye.
Bye.